Good morning, the students of class 6. Today we will start the another subunit from your history textbook, and today's chapter is chapter number 3, from growing to gathering food. And today we will discuss about towards settled life. It is the today's subunit. So let's see what happened there. Before that, you have to open page number 28 in your history book. So open page number 28, and so let's discuss that archaeologists have found evidences of huts or houses in some sites like Burzahom. Burzahom is situated in today's Kashmir, and it is the evidence of peat houses were found. That peats were dug into the ground with steps leading into them. So this is the example of peat house. They dug the soil. This is the surface of the soil. So say they dug the soil and ladder or steps attached with them, or sometimes this type of steps also there to enter. In this way they can make some steps also, this type of steps also. So through these steps, and they sometimes cover the upper portion with some leaves. So in this way there are another space was there, so it is peat house. So this type of peat house, evidences of peat house were found in the Burzahom. So also they found some hearths. Hearths means oven or stove like of thing, oven that made with the clay and some stones, and both inside and outside the huts they have found those things inside the peat house and also outside the peat house, like oven, which is not actually like the simple oven is there. We have made this type of 3 stones together, and this type of hearts. It's this type of hearts are there. Sometimes they can manage with the soil. This type of hearts were found at that time. So fire was there in this way, so they can burn all this in the hearts. So after this, we have to see what kind of tools they have found at that time. Now we will be discussing about the evidence of stone tools. That at that time the stone tools also found in various places by the archaeologists, and those stone tools are very different from the Paleolithic or different from the Paleolithic ages, and they called it Neolithic stone tools. So what is the meaning of Neolithic and Paleolithic? You have to understand first. That look at the board to understand this, that ancient history is divided into some parts. The archaeologists divided the ancient history into some parts. The first one is Stone Age, next one is Copper Age or Bronze Age, and last one Iron Age. Some historians so they also calculate this Copper Age, Bronze Age with Copper Age. So now we'll back to the Stone Age. The Stone Age is also divided into 3 parts. Stone Age also divided into 3 parts. The first one Paleolithic means Old Stone Age. Next one Mesolithic means Middle Stone Age, and the last one Neolithic means New Stone Age. So Paleolithic is come from the Paleos. Paleos means the old, and lithic means the stone. So Paleolithic means Old Stone Age, and the time period is 2 million years ago up to 12,000 years ago. This is the time period. Next one Mesolithic, Middle Stone Age. It is from 12,000 years ago up to 10,000 years ago. Neolithic or New Stone Age, it is also 10,000 years ago up to 8,000 years ago. So this is the division of Stone Ages. Now we will back to our study, that those tools have found at that time, they are very sharp from their previous one, and their edges are their edges are very sharp, and they can be used for cutting, and also they discovered the mortars and pestles. Mortars and pestles, what is mortars and pestles? These are used to grind the grains or other seeds. Okay, in your kitchen you can find the grind and pestles, and it is used by some in medicines also, Ayurvedic medicines also, they use this to grind those the various type of plants and roots. So now, what are the stone tools? They have found that with fine cutting edges and mortars and pestles used for grinding. Mortar and pestles, it is very common tools used in the kitchen, today's kitchen, and also in some Ayurvedic practitioners also use this to grind some important herbs and plants, etc., and roots. So mortars, pestles also found, and from these mortars, pestles is an example that they grind the seeds and grains. This is the example of found by the, and it is a great invention by the archaeologists. With fine cutting edges, some tools also invented, tools also excavated, and Paleolithic type tools also continued to be used and made. Some were made with bones, and the Paleolithic type stone tools, such as those big stone tools, also used by the people at that time in Neolithic ages also. And some were made with bones. Now they started making some tools with the animal bones. So look at this picture, how how their tools became blunt to sharp. This is the transition period. So it is the example of Paleolithic stone tools. It is the Mesolithic stone tool, and it is the Neolithic stone tools. So in this way, look at the transition from the Paleolithic to the Neolithic, how tools became sharper day by day. Many earthen pots also found by the archaeologists at that time, and those are decorated and they are used for storing things such as grains. And people also use pots for cooking grains like rice, wheat, lentils, etc. So these food grains are very much popular at that time, and people used to eat those grains and other crops. Okay, except this, in some places they also weaving, they began. Cloths. They began weaving cloths using their sharp tools from the animal skins, and now they have started weaving cloths from the cotton. They know how to cultivate cotton and how to make the thread from the cotton, and they started weaving their clothes. And cotton is a very important commodity, and cotton is very common at the time. They started cultivating cotton. They started cultivating the cotton to use their clothes. So in this way we have seen that how different things they started making at the time. But these changes not associated in all the places at once. In many places, men and women still they are hunter-gatherers, and in some places they are still learning about farming and herding, and in some places they doing this the hunting and gathering and also farming and herding together, but divided the duties, but divided the work in different seasons. Suppose in the time of winter they are not able to go outside, so that's why they stored the grains, stored the fruits in their peats in some baskets in their huts or peat houses and use this in the time of winter. But after the winter, in the time of summer, they going for hunting and gathering. They are going for hunting and gathering, and in the time of autumn and in the time of rainy season, they can cultivate. They can farming and herding. So in this way, they divided the duties, divided their activities into some different seasons. And slowly, all these changes occurred not in a single day, not in a single month or year. It takes several thousand, 100 years. You have seen already in the previous diagram that how 2000 years times are taken to develop from Paleolithic to Mesolithic and Mesolithic to Neolithic. So that's all from today's class. Hope you have understood this subunit. Next day we will come with another subunit from the chapter number 3, from growing to gathering food.